US Secretary of State Antony Blinken had a series of meetings in New Delhi today and a press briefing as well, where he and Indian Foreign Minister S Jaishankar spoke about what the highlights of those meetings were. But an interesting meeting kicked off his series of engagements in New Delhi today, and that was with civil society leaders, including a representative of the Dalai Lama. This is being seen as a message going across to China, which will no doubt not like this. It is reported that he has spoken about several issues like CAA, anti-conversion rules, and the coinage of the term love jihad, the Pegasus snooping row, among other things, with these civil society leaders. In the briefing, he and S Jaishankar were asked about whether the US has brought up questions of human rights issues with India, and Blinken quite deftly handled that question, saying that all big democracies like the US and India have to strive to move forward and be better, and those were the context of the conversations. As Jaishankar also replied in the same vein, saying that we were speaking as equal partners about the challenges of democracy and what the union needs to do. But importantly, the biggest strategic issue that could have perhaps dominated the conversation from what the press briefing said was Afghanistan and the current withdrawal of US troops from Afghanistan, the resurgence of Taliban, and reports now emerging of the atrocities that the Taliban is committing, once again attacking the Afghan troops as well as the government in charge right now. Blinken there making a very important statement while saying that while the troops of the United States are moving out of Afghanistan, this does not mean that their engagement ends, and if the Taliban wants to be recognized the world over, then they cannot commit atrocities against their people, otherwise they will be international pariahs. But for India, it is definitely a tricky situation, because as the US withdraws troops, those consequences, as Foreign Minister S Jaishankar said, will be there for everyone to bear, including for India, and a very close eye will be kept on how that situation unfolds right in our neighborhood. The other focal point, of course, was China. Talked about, not directly perhaps, but a tacit understanding as the Quad cooperation between the four nations of Japan, Australia, India and the United States takes center stage once again, and the Indo Pacific region takes center stage, where one country in particular has been showing aggression and dominance, that is China. So a lot of talk was on the agenda about the Indo Pacific region and maintaining security over there. Foreign Minister S Jaishankar was even asked whether it was about China at one point, and he said that our conversations are not against any one country, but more in terms of upkeeping what the ideals are for all countries to follow. The important question about whether human rights issues were taken up in a big way sort of got blunted by the end of the meeting, where it was clear that the Americans value the partnership with India too much to let these issues ruffle feathers, even though the Biden administration will have to make the right noises for his constituency back home.